Hi guys! So today for our read aloud, I'm going to read The Mitten, adapted and illustrated by Jan Brett. And on the front page, we can see that there's a mouse, a bear, an owl, a mole, a rabbit, a badger, a fox, a hedgehog, and the mitten. So the first page is missing, I will warn you. So when we get here, there was a page here, and it was nearly Christmas time. But all Nikki wanted was snow white mittens, and finally Baba made them. After she finished, she said, "When you come home, first I will look to see if you are safe and sound, but then I will look to see if you still have your snow white mittens." So off Nikki went, and it wasn't long until one of his new mittens dropped in the snow and was left behind. There we see it. And in this mitten, we see a mole. A mole, tired from tunneling along, discovered the mitten and burrowed inside. It was cozy and warm and just the right size, so he decided to stay. You can see him going in. But in this mitten, we have a rabbit. A snowshoe rabbit came hopping by. He stopped for a moment to admire his winter coat. It was then that he saw the mitten, and he wiggled in, feet first. The mole didn't think there was room for the both of them, but when he saw the rabbit's big kickers, he moved over. Oh, now we see the hedgehog. Look at, they're both in the mitten. Next, a hedgehog snuffling along. Having spent the day looking under wet leaves for things to eat, he decided to move into the mitten and warm himself. The mole and the rabbit were bumped and jostled, but not being ones to argue with someone covered in prickles, they made room. Oh, in this mitten there's an owl. As soon as the hedgehog disappeared into the mitten, a big owl, attracted by the commotion, swooped down. When he decided to move in also, the mole, the rabbit, and the hedgehog grumbled, but when they saw the owl's glinty talons, they quickly let him in. Uh-oh, who's that? The badger? Up through the snow appeared a badger. He eyed the mitten and began to climb in. The mole, the rabbit, the hedgehog, and the owl were not pleased. There was no room left, but when they saw his diggers, they gave him the thumb. Oh, look at them all in the mitten. Here comes a fox, it looks like. It started snowing, but the animals were snug in the mitten. A raft of warmth steam rose in the air, and a fox trotting by stopped to investigate. Just the sight of the cozy mitten made him feel drowsy. The fox poked his muzzle in. When the mole, the rabbit, the hedgehog, the owl, and the badger saw his shiny teeth, they gave the fox lots of room. They're all in the mitten. It looks like a bear is coming next. A great bear lumbered by. He spied the mitten all plumped up, not being one to be left out in the cold. He began to nose his way in. The animals were packed as tightly as could be, but what animal would argue with a bear? The mitten swelled and stretched. It was pulled and bulged too many times its size, but Baba's good knitting held fast. Oh, there's a mouse. Along came a meadow mouse, no bigger than an acorn. She wriggled into the one space left and made herself comfortable on top of the great bear's nose. Look at, there's the mouse on the nose. It looks like it's Nikki. Look at them. On his way home, Nikki saw a white shape in the distance. It was the lost mitten silhouetted against the blue sky. Look, they all came popping out. As he ran to catch his snow-white mitten, he saw Bubba's face in the window. First, she looked to see if he was safe and sound, and then she saw he still had his new mittens. The end. Well, thank you guys for listening.